Hello, everyone. It's Miss Carmack here with today's text features lesson. I'm looking at an article here from Time for Kids magazine, and it's called Speak FIDO. This whole edition of Time for Kids was based around service dogs, and I found that this article was super interesting and wanted to share it with all of you, especially you dog fans out there. So, with that, let's take a look at this article. The title again is Speak FIDO. And just looking at some of the text features on this page, the pictures, the captions, everything, I can see that this dog here has something in its mouth. And I'm not entirely sure what it is yet, but we're going to find out. But I have a feeling it has something to do with communication since the title is Speak FIDO. And immediately you can tell that these are service dogs because of the yellow vest. That's a dead giveaway. Now, let's get started on our article. New technology is helping service dogs communicate with humans. Okay, that's really cool. Imagine you're out for a walk with your family when a strange dog approaches you. The dog isn't aggressive, but it seems to want something. It nudges you with its snout and barks. What you don't know is that this dog is trained to help a person with a medical condition. Its owner has collapsed. The dog has run off to find help. That's you. But how can the dog make you understand what's wrong? Now, imagine the dog is wearing a high-tech vest. There's a rope attached. The dog uses its teeth to tug on it. This plays an audio recording. It says something like, "My owner needs help." You know to follow the dog to its owner. This is the goal of the FIDO project. That's an ongoing study at the Georgia Institute of Technology. Now, just a side note, because this technology is not widespread yet with dogs. So, if a dog in a yellow vest approaches you without a person, um, that is a signal that the dog's owner is hurt, just like the article said. They may have fallen, they may have had a seizure, something like that. And what you're actually supposed to do now, if you are by yourself and not with an adult, don't do this. But you are supposed to follow the dog to its owner or call 911. Okay, so just good information to know if you're ever out in a park or a mall or something and that happens to you. Just know to get an adult and let them know that the dog is looking for help. All right. New tricks. Dogs can be trained to do many tasks. For example, epilepsy dogs fetch help if their owner has a seizure. Epilepsy is a condition that can cause a person to lose consciousness and twitch uncontrollably. Allergy dogs can smell a life-threatening allergen nearby. Diabetes dogs know when their owner's blood sugar is dangerously low. That is crazy. I had no idea. FIDO stands for Facilitating Interactions for Dogs with Occupations. The team wants to make it easier for working dogs to do their job. Technology can give dogs so much more power as they help their humans, Melody Jackson told Time for Kids. She is the director of FIDO. FIDO researchers designed a vest with a tiny computer built in. It can call 911 or play an audio recording, among other things. I'm assuming that's what this is. It says Georgia Tech on it. The next step was to figure out how a dog would activate it. All right, so we've now come across a highlighted word, activate. So usually in these nonfiction articles that you see, if there are words highlighted, there should be a word bank somewhere, and here it is. It's called Power Words. So activate means to cause something to start working. And we have a second one here. We haven't gotten there yet. The team made several sensors and put them on a prototype. Okay, so if you don't know what prototype is, it means a model. So when someone has built a prototype, it's their first time building it and they haven't exactly worked out all the issues with it yet. So this is new technology. So they have to have a prototype, maybe several, just to figure out what would work best. So there was a touch sensor. It's similar to the touch screen on a smartphone. A dog taps it with its nose. Another had a rope for the dog to tug with its mouth. There was also a proximity sensor. A dog activates it with the movement of its snout. Another sensor is activated when a dog bites down on it. All right, so what we've just read is they've built several different types of communication devices, and they're just trying to see which one works best. Then we tested them all with all types of dogs, everything from a border collie to a basset hound to a poodle. Jackson says, we were able to train all the dogs to use all the sensors in 27 minutes or less. Hey, that's pretty good. Work in progress. For now, FIDO's technology is being tested in the lab. Jackson is in talks with companies that are interested in making the devices. She hopes that soon dogs will wear high-tech vests on the job. How many dogs can use cell phones? She says. Well, ours can, and that means they can save a person's life. So that's pretty awesome that they're making these devices for dogs to be able to communicate with us. Okay, so now that we've read the article, I've already pointed out to you the highlighted words, the word bank over here. Now, let's see. Text features are anything, just extra pieces that we add to an article like this to make it more interesting, but also to show us more information. So imagine if all we had was this article, but we didn't see any pictures of the dogs, or we didn't see a picture of one of the devices that they're using. It wouldn't be as interesting, would it? So it helps us to visualize things, right? And of course, these pictures don't make sense without these things. Do you remember what we call these? They are captions. So this one says, all bite, no bark. Schubert demonstrates the bite sensor on a FIDO project. Vest. Sorry, I couldn't quite tell what that was. So he's got this vest and it works with this little device here. I'm assuming this is the one he bites on and it says something. Now this one says, Woman's Best Friends. FIDO director Melody Jackson, who we read about, that's her, poses with her dogs, Sky and Schubert. All right, and then over here, Best Medicine, Timeout. Dr. Susan Ryan takes a break with Win, a service dog in training. So that must be it. So Win, we're going to read a little bit more about her in this text box. Win is a year-old Labrador Retriever. She's 1. She's training to be a service dog. Her handler, Dr. Susan Ryan, is an emergency doctor in Denver, Colorado. While Ryan works, Wynn hangs out in a hospital office. When COVID-19 hit, hospital workers felt anxious. Many started visiting Wynn. Ryan says petting Wynn helps manage stress. We get anxious when we think about the future, Ryan told TFK. Time for Kids. Wynn helps us return to the present. Oh, I wish more places would do this. Just have a dog that you can go pet when you're feeling stressed out. All right, so I think, forgot a couple of things. So notice these pink titles here. So remember when we have a nonfiction reading piece that we're reading, we like to break it up into parts. And I mean, if we didn't have these here, it would just be one big long text, right? We like to break it up into different sections because each section is talking about something different. So we have new tricks and work in progress. Okay, so these are in pink. Remember what we call these. There's two names, there's subheadings, and then we also sometimes call them subtitles. Either one is accurate. And now you'll see this blue one over here. I think they made this blue because it's meant to grab your attention, but it can also work as a subheading. But since it's at the very beginning, that really just tells you what you're about to read in just one sentence. Okay, and I think that is all I have. So make sure you answer the questions and submit on It's Learning.